Hi, I'm Steve Carroll and here's your tutorial on how to build the forecast. In the last video we looked at just an overview of the template. In this one we're going to look at how we actually build the forecast up and use it. So from the last one I explained that in the yellow cells we can put the input, and what I've done now is populated some of those cells and put some figures in with some headings, names, numbers. So looking down the left hand side, we've put some customer names in with Don Specialist Steels, Locksley Education, etc. Now these might be off your ledger that you have in your financial system, or you may just know them offhand. Pull out the key ones here. These are just the biggest customers that you've got, and then the rest go in this other customers or sources. Now it might be it's individual customers, it might be you do this by income source, so it might be online sources, or you split this between export and home. However you normally do this within your business. Most companies I work with, we do this by customer, but say some you might break your income down by different categories. But for this example, we'll show it just by customer. So you pull your bit bigger ones out. We then look at what we're owed already and then what we might be owed in the future. So at the moment on the ledger, for instance, this customer, we're owed £30,000 so far, and there's a sale about to go out for 25,000. So the 30,000 is falling due. There's £10,000 of it due in a couple of weeks and £20,000 due before the end of next month. So we're going to plug those figures in the weeks that they're due. And don't forget, we've got this in weekly mode, and these are the week starting dates. So week beginning the 27th, we're due £10,000. Week beginning the 25th, we're due £20,000. And we're say that this invoice is about to go out. A key thing to remember in these forecasts is it's cash. It's not profit, it's cash. So all these will include VAT if that applies. That's both on the receipts and the payments. So any payments going out, it's the amount of cash that's going out. So if you're paying these bills with VAT on, include that in the payment total. Similarly, if you're invoicing people with VAT on, include that on the cash that's expected to come back in again. So we've done that. Locksley Education, they actually owe us £30,000, and they normally pay before the payments are due before the month end. So I'm going to put in £10,000 there because they owe us for the last 3 months. £10,000 there. £10,000 there. And if you notice here, this adds into the weekly total. So this total is now £20,000. If I just click back in here and delete it, so that was 10,000. Put that 10,000 back in there. That's gone up to 20,000. So we're going into each of the cells, each of the rows, and plugging the numbers in. So I've pre-populated this. It's just going through all the different headings, and the same that we've just done with the customers, do with the suppliers. Pick out the key ones, and then there's a line for other that are put in just before the month end, because that's when it's technically due. So we've put the opening balance in, put all when we expect the receipts in, when we expect the payments in, and just put these in for now. When best guess, you know, at the end of the day, this is a forecast. The one thing that we know, it's not going to be exactly like this. Put them all in and just have a first run through what it looks like. The key for this is to be making decisions on what it looks like to have a first stab, put it in, and it's here where the value comes in with playing around with it, just to see where any of these go red, or if you've got an overdraft facility, where this amount is more than what your overdraft facility is. And then we can look at where the pinch points are. So we see here there's a pinch point this week, it goes red this week. It's not surprising really, these are the ones before the month end, and that's when the wages are due out and when the payments are due to customers. And this gives us the opportunity to look at, well, these amounts due to other suppliers, or any of those we can ring in advance, and this is all about being proactive. So any of those we can ring in advance. You know, technically they're due there. I know a lot of companies, they may sneak into the next week, but equally in your customers, we're not necessarily going to get those in that week. So we're playing with, well, what if that wasn't received then? What if that was received the following week? Where does that leave us? Well, you know, we know they don't always pay us on time, so we'll put that there. What do we need to do in those circumstances? It might be this, you know, certain customers and suppliers, we can say to this one, you know, we may be able to afford to pay you early this month, but we'll, you know, if we can delay it next month. So we're just playing with the timings of these, so we can see what the pinch points are and just determine in advance what a plan of attack might be. So if customers pay us late, suppliers, and it's just having that communication and negotiation to see where we stand with it. Again, just put that back in again, and it's just planning through once you've got these figures in, and just firming up any that are estimates as it goes along. So the further out here we go, the more unknown it'll be. So I hope that helps. That's about building the forecast up once you've actually got the template set up, and using it for the planning and the decision making, which is really where the key to this and the value for this is. So I hope that was useful to you.